Hello, my name is Paul Plus. I am the inventor of the Easy Clean Water Bowl. This is an automatic filling water bowl that works for dogs, cats, horses, and livestock. It is small, compact, and fits in the corner of the kitchen. It is an automatic fill device that fills as fast as a horse can drink. As a float lifts up, shuts off when it's full. Now, if you have 1 dog, 10 dogs, or 20 dogs, they'll never go empty again, and your dogs will never have to drink out of the bathroom toilet again. Now, how did I invent this? I have an emu ranch. I raise hundreds of emus. I currently have 500 to 600 emus on my ranch. We also have 2 horses and 9 dogs. And our dogs are inside more than out. I wish they weren't. And that is why this product is made versatile with an indoor kit, indoor hose, or an outdoor hose. So if you have indoor dogs and cats, we make it very simple. You can tee into the water line going to the refrigerator ice maker. You probably already have a 1/4 inch line for the refrigerator ice maker. We give you 25 foot of tubing, more than enough to fish the line to some out of the way corner of the kitchen and hook it up directly to your bowl. And you'll have an endless supply of water, regardless of how many dogs you have indoors. Where the outdoor hose is stainless steel, 1500 PSI, 10 times the burst strength of any garden hose, and guaranteed even chew-proof for the worst of dogs. This product is very versatile. It has a post mount bracket, a wall mount bracket for flat surfaces, and even a hanging bracket. And this hanging bracket is what leads me to why I developed this. Emus. A very large livestock, the largest bird, second only to the ostrich, the largest bird there is. Emus date back 80 million years and have several unique properties. And emu oil is a very effective product, and that is the business that led me to developing the Easy Clean Water Bowl. This is our line of products that we have in many health food stores. But enough of that. Emus drink a lot of water, like most any livestock, and so as time goes on, when you start raising more and more animals, just like if you have more than a couple of dogs, you might go to different types of waters for dogs. These are water cooler type where you fill them up, flip them over, but they're very difficult to clean. Lots of nooks and crannies. The tank can get full of algae, and you have to keep filling them all the time. So then you get into automatic fill waterers like I did. A waterer is not just a slang country term. Water with an extra ER on the end means any device with a float valve in it that turns it on, turns it off. Most waterers on the market have a brass float or this red float. You'll find it in almost all waterers. For example, there are as many as 100 plus different makes and models of waterers on the market. This is the most common one used for dogs. Your dog will think this is a nice squishy rubber chew toy for him to chew on. This one's a nightmare to clean, very difficult to clean. You've got a lot of nooks and crannies and hard to clean surface areas. Your float chamber, you've got to get a screwdriver and take it apart to open it. And the algae will grow out of control in these, and you won't have the algae issues in mine. Here is another livestock water, same low quality thing. And what I learned with these different products, and you see back over here, these are horse waterers. This is a horse and livestock water, mounts on the corral. Again, it's got a hose that's a little too short for anything. You got over 4 gallons of area to clean. You need 3 different tools to take this apart to clean out the float chamber. Another horse water, an old style push paddle one. Again, they're hard to clean, they corrode. This one, if you get the dirt loose enough, you can't even get the dirt out of there. And that's back to the point of my Easy Clean Water Bowl. Even when it's mounted on a corral, this is our corral post mount bracket. It's a small round dish. In about 3-4 seconds, you can clean the whole surface area, and any dirt in the bottom can be flipped right out very easily. Fast fill float will keep up with the horse drinking out of it. Now, for example, these products have a pitfall to them. If it's 4 gallons of water, 4 gallons of water that's getting hot and a lot of scrubbing area to do, and your hose heats up, number one cause of deaths and vet calls in horses is them getting colic, largely caused by them not drinking enough water for the dry food that they eat. And when a horse walks over to this in the hot afternoons and summers, it only has hot, stale, stagnant water to drink. For example, with my product, the horse drinks out of mine. As soon as it starts drinking, with the small diameter stainless steel hose, the water is coming almost directly from underground after the first few ounces. Water temperature will drop 10 to 20 degrees, and the horse will be drinking fresh, cool, out of underground temperature water. And we just recommend you put your valve below ground in a valve box. You can run the hose right through there and connect up below ground. And then you don't have any breakage problems. With most waters on the market, they don't have any supply line. So you wind up running PVC pipe to them, tying it up with baling wire, baling string, and all sorts of nightmares and problems that quickly rots in the sun, gets weak and brittle. Before you know it, you got water running all the way down into the neighbor's yard. I would like to also emphasize a couple of features of the differences. What people typically do, providing water for their horses and dogs, compared to the difference with my Easy Clean water bowl. For example, if you have horses or dogs, you're usually using something like a big 5-gallon bucket. You stand there with a garden hose and you fill it every day, and you keep adding water to the old stale water that's in there. Or if you have a horse, you have a water trough or a water barrel, there you're filling up with a garden hose every day, waiting for it to get filled, often forgetting the hose on because you went to something else that takes so long to fill. Every time you do that, you are adding fresh water to old stale water. Like in this water, it holds 3 gallons, so as soon as the water is filled up for the first time, your tap water has chlorine in it if you're on public water, and the chlorine is a volatile fluid, and the volatile chlorine evaporates off in about an hour, and then algae will start growing out of control in larger containers. And every time your dog drinks, you're adding 6-8 ounces of chlorinated water, but the chlorine's so diluted, it will never kill off any more algae. On the other hand, with mine, every time your dog drinks, 75% of the water is now being refilled with chlorinated water. Now the chlorine is strong enough parts per million to kill off any algae spores, germs, bacteria, and funguses that are growing in there. So several times a day, when your dog drinks, you're re-sterilizing the bowl. So therefore, you have very little algae to form because it won't be able to grow, and it stays cleaner and more sterile this way. When your product gets dirty, when the water bowl gets dirty, put a fingertip on the float, just dump it out. Now you see how small this is. You've got a small round bowl. 3-4 seconds I've cleaned all my surface area. Now, the other products, you have to get screws and screwdrivers and wrenches to open up to clean. When mine gets dirty in the float chamber, we designed it with two latches in here on either side. Don't just pull straight up. Open up one latch at a time, left to right, and open it up, and then you clean your float chamber. Now that doesn't even have to be done very often. In most cases, like 1 in 10, 1 in 20 cleanings. And when you're done, push left, push right. We make it tight so your dog doesn't accidentally pop it open, and you're done. Put it down and you're done. Now, difference with other things, these require a great deal of scrubbing. You've got a lot of surface area. The algae can grow out of control. It's never controlled by the chlorine in the water. And the hoses are heating up in the sun, where my hose is stainless steel and highly reflective. What was the other thing? Now I'd like to go over one more benefit pre-designed into the product. Half the country has freezing temperatures most of the winter. and most all waters will freeze up on you. If you want to buy water that has a heater, they usually start around $300, $400, $600, $800 for heated waters for horses, dogs, and things. My Easy Clean water bowl, we pre-designed attaching points and slots underneath to connect on a commonly used heat cable. This heat cable goes underneath. It has its own thermostat. This thermostat turns on and off at about 34 degrees, just above freezing temperature. We have lengths of 9 and 12 foot available, and so it can go all the way down to below ground in the valve box. So if you have horses and livestock and you have a corral mount one, you get freeze protection all the way down to below the frost line. And that is a huge benefit to a large portion of the country, and it's just an inexpensive $40 option coming complete with the hardware and everything needed.